Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. Let's talk about something I think a lot of us feel, but we might not really have a name for it. It's that constant, quiet hum in the back of our minds. The one that's always thinking about food. I mean, really think about it for a second. Do you wake up and your first thought is, what's for breakfast? And then you're immediately thinking about lunch and then dinner? Does the thought of your next snack just kind of pop into your head, even when you're not actually hungry? If you're nodding right now, trust me, you are so not alone. Well, believe it or not, there's a term for this. It's called food noise. And it's exactly what it sounds like, that nonstop internal chatter about eating, about cravings, about what you should eat or what you shouldn't. So let's really get into this, because just giving it a name is the very first step to finding some quiet. And I really want to be clear on this. This is not about a lack of willpower. It's not about you just being obsessed with food. Food noise is a real, legitimate experience. And just acknowledging that, wow, it's incredibly powerful. What you're feeling is completely valid. Okay, so what's behind all this mental chatter? What's actually causing it? Well, this is where it gets really fascinating, because the answer sits right where our spiritual self meets our own biology. Let's break down the two main things driving this. What's so interesting is how these two causes just feed right into each other. So on one side, you have the spiritual idea of the nafs, that's our ego, or our lower self. And when it's untrained, all it wants is pleasure right now. Then on the other side, you've got the science. When we eat something sugary, our blood sugar spikes, our brain gets this rush of dopamine, that feel-good chemical. But then we crash, and our brain starts screaming for another hit. That's when the nafs jumps in and makes that craving feel like an obsession. You see, they're really just two sides of the very same coin. This all leads us to the most important question. How do we do it? How do we train our nafs and finally quiet that noise? Well, the whole answer starts with understanding a single, powerful truth. Honestly, this is the key to everything. If you can lead your appetite, you can lead your life. This idea is so important, I want us to take a moment and just let it sink in. So please, I'm going to ask you to say it with me, even if you just whisper it. Are you ready? If you can lead your appetite, you can lead your life. So if the problem is this mix of an untrained self and a body that's kind of out of whack, what's the solution? How do we actually learn to lead our appetite? The answer is a practice that tackles both problems at the exact same time: fasting. You see, when you make a conscious choice to step back from food, something pretty remarkable starts to happen. You're not feeding that cycle of sugar spikes and crashes anymore. You're directly challenging what the nafs is demanding. And that constant nagging chatter, it just starts to fade away. Fasting silences the noise, so the heart can speak again. Because in that quiet you've created, another voice finally has a chance to be heard. It's a deeper, more authentic voice, one that isn't being driven by cravings and compulsions. And this shows us the real purpose, right? It's not just about what you're not eating, it's about what you can finally hear. And this is the real goal. The transformation isn't just about getting a handle on your diet. It's about getting to a place of true inner clarity. It's about turning down the volume on all that noise from the body and the ego so you can tune into the beautiful wisdom of your heart and your spirit. And so that leaves us with one last really important question to think about. And this one isn't for me to answer, it's for you. After you've created that space, after you've found that silence, what do you think you're going to hear? When the noise finally stops, what will your heart want to say?